There's never a better time to be on the internet. There's just so much opportunity. And with all that opportunity and all the ways and directions you can go, there's also just so much pressure. So the video that you are about to watch is a video that I recorded when I was feeling a little bit down. I was feeling that imposter syndrome. I decided to sit down and press record and sort of just vent to the camera and give my thoughts of where things were at, where I was at with creating content. I didn't really think I was going to post what I recorded, but after watching it over, I actually think that I brought up a lot of really good points that might be valuable to some of you. So without further ado, here's the video. So my last video was May 9th, and it was the best hybrid lens for Sony cameras. It performed very well. I've been really trying to be more consistent on YouTube. It's always been my goal. It has always been my goal to be consistent on YouTube, but I always end up failing. Since May 9th, I have attempted to make 4 other videos. Actually, not attempt. I've fully made 4 other videos. I didn't exactly finish them, but I scrapped them all because I didn't really think that they were good enough. One of them, I actually have the titles here. One of them was a day in the life video. I was going to make this series called Behind the Frames, and it was going to be like a day in the life series of a videographer and photographer. The other one was talking about my YouTube studio, my setup, and how I did everything. I actually just moved to a new location. So this is a new setup. So I wanted to break down my old setup, which I thought was really unique because I had like built it out in a closet and everything, and I was kind of dealing with the space that I had. Great idea. Scrap the video. The other video, this last one, I called it Chasing Aurora. I went out and shot the Northern Lights. There was this mass solar storm throughout the US where you could see the Northern Lights pretty much everywhere. I documented the whole thing. Great idea. Scrap the video. Within the process of like making these videos, I would kind of step away from it for a moment. It's very easy when you're like in something, making a video, to think that it's amazing. I highly recommend stepping away from it for maybe a couple hours, even like 24 hours if you can, and come back to it and just make sure you're still seeing it through the same lens. I came back to a lot of these videos like a week later, and I was like, this is crap. Like, this is terrible. What the heck was I thinking? And I scrapped them because I just didn't think that they were good enough. And the reason why is, honestly, I'm such a perfectionist. I care a lot about how I portray myself on the internet. The other thing too is there is so much talent in the creator world today. It's incredible the things that people are doing today with short form content and YouTube. And, you have just crazy innovators that are doing just wild things and amazing storytelling. Like Gawk's art he's phenomenal. His storytelling is insane. Even the short form storytelling that's going on. Adrian Per, I think is his name on Instagram. Phenomenal. Like, there's so many people like that today, and they all have this image and this style and this, like, when you see an Adrian Per video, it's Adrian Per before you even see Adrian Per in the video, if that makes sense. Gawk's art, same exact thing. He has such a distinct style and authenticity to his work. I think today, with so many creative people and so many phenomenal creators, and also there's never a better time to be on the internet. There's just so much opportunity. And with all that opportunity and all the ways and directions you can go, there's also just so much pressure. There's so much pressure at the same time to try and like fit in with these creators. And with that, I'll say, like, I'm not a phenomenal creator. I've been doing this for 14 years, but mainly it was photography. And I wouldn't say that I was really taking it seriously for 14 years. In the past 14 years, I've really been trying to get better at storytelling. I've never been really good at organizing my thoughts. And it's always been something that I've struggled with. And that's kind of something that stops me from making these videos. I start making these videos and it just doesn't hit right. It doesn't make me feel the same way I feel when I watch a Gawk's video, and I don't want to replicate Gawk's, I don't want to replicate anybody, I want to be myself. I think there's multiple problems here, multiple problems with my situation, and maybe some of your situations as well. Maybe you feel the same way that I do. Number one is comparison is a trap. So is perfection. You know, they're massive, massive traps. I strongly believe in, you know, searching inspiration, but I do think that there's a point when inspiration goes too far and it kind of makes the perfectionism even worse. You know, inspiration eventually in a lot of ways turns into comparison, in my opinion. At some point, I think you bog down your mind with other people's work and other people's content where you can't even think for yourself. You almost have like this bit of identity crisis. You know, I know personally I've felt that way. And I think the other issue too is this like desire to be authentic and original is, in my opinion, I feel like it's so unrealistic. I mean, at the heart of it, it makes sense. Yeah, sure. Be authentic, be yourself, and people will follow. That's great and all, but I don't know about you, but I find it hard to be authentic and be myself in this digital age when I haven't exactly even really figured out who that is. Like, I don't know who my authentic self is. When you're trying to strive for authenticity, it creates this unrealistic expectation that every video and every piece of content you make needs to be like this version of you. So you start looking for yourself in this content and it might not hit. It sounds so simple to just be authentic and be yourself, but it's not simple at all. It's not like you sit down at a desk and start writing on a notepad and paper and type out who are you, and this is my style, and this is what I do, this is how I story tell. That doesn't happen. That's not real. It's not something that's just thought of. It's something that is created and nurtured over time. My point is if you don't understand that, and if you don't remind yourself of that, you're going to end up doing what I did and scrapping a bunch of videos. You got to remind yourself that part of the exercise of learning who you are is making the thing and posting the thing and then moving on to the next. It's a progression over time until you create something that is 100% you. It is completely unrealistic to just come into this thing and expect yourself to be able to create something as innovative as a Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat had years and years and years of experience with working with HBO and then coming to YouTube. The reason why this message is so hard to understand is, as creators, we have this high level of urgency because we realize how quickly these moments in social media can come and go, because it's true, there really is no better time to be creating original content, to be telling stories. You know, one video, it's possible could change your life. With knowing that comes a lot of pressure. The message here is you can't rush this. You can't rush this. And if you try to rush it, you're going to end up like I am. And this isn't just for scrapped videos. This is hundreds of videos. And this is exactly why I've been doing this for 14 years, because this is not the first time that I've done this. I have set unrealistic expectations for myself to try and be something that I didn't connect with, or I wasn't quite ready to be. You can't rush this process. If you try to rush this process, it becomes something else, and that is self-sabotage. One of my favorite all-time quotes that I've ever heard in my entire life, I don't even remember who said it, but it stuck with me for many, many years, and it's progress starts when you're tired of your own shit. And for me, what I know is that I'm tired of this. This is something that I've done time and time again. I don't want to do it anymore. And I don't recommend that anybody do it. I recommend that when you make something, don't think too much about it. You created it, you worked hard on it, you learned from it, post it. And over time, you will create the original you. It's not going to happen overnight. Be patient and just go through the process, progression, go through the exercise. And the exercise is making, releasing, making, releasing. Anyways, I hope some of you found some value in this video. I don't really do this unscripted thing too often. because like I said, I'm terrible at organizing my thoughts, and I'm worried that I'm going to start rambling. And then next thing you know, you have a 2-hour video to watch. And I definitely don't want that. I think for me, it serves as a reminder, something that I can go back and watch whenever I'm stuck in the mud, stuck in the weeds of overthinking, of overanalyzing what I'm making. From now on, expect to see a lot more of me. It's not a matter of me not creating. I'm creating all the time. I just don't think what I'm creating is good enough to show you. And with that, I might release some content that isn't exactly amazing, or maybe it might resemble something that you've seen before. I know what I need most is to just go through the process. With that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys found some value in this. If you did, leave a like down below, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought. Maybe I'll do this style of video a little bit more often. And yeah, expect to see more of me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.